Hey guys, it's Paul from Ashen Phoenix. New comic book day for the week of September 20th, and we're going to get started right now.
Alright guys, now we have an advert for the comic book store's 11th anniversary sale. 25% off all kinds of stuff like graphic novels, hardcovers, comics and back issues, board games, RPG books and dice, all the comic and gaming supplies, and all Magic singles, 25% off. Magic booster boxes will be $95. 15% off Warhammer, and that's about it. So come on out to our sale. It's always a good time. Here it is, really close for you. Here it is upside down for you. There you go. Hey guys, Tim from Capes and Scowls and the comic book store, and I'm going to tell you about the trades that are out this week. We got Savage Town, which is Declan Shalvey and Jordi Belair. I don't know anybody else involved, but I like them. We got The Last Days of American Crime. It's a Rick Remender book, so that's instantly pretty good. We got East of West, Volume 7. I love this book. And we got Invincible. We're getting towards the end, people. What is it, one more trade after this, Paul? Yep. And then it's all over. We've got Moon Knight. What? Moon Knight? It's got Jordi Belair again. We got Jeff Lemire. More on him later. We've got Nightwing, Volume 3. We got Reggie and Me. Not me, but the dog. See? Reggie and Me. Sons of the Devil. I heard this is pretty cool. This is Volume 3. We got Scooby Apocalypse, Volume 2. Whoa! We got DC meets Hanna-Barbera. Some of those were weird stories. We got Let's Find Pokemon. Can you find Pidgeotto? There's a million of them. Did you find him? Okay, good. We got Batman in the Court of Owls coloring book. Color. We've got Batman, The Dark Knight, Master Race, hardcover, the whole shebang. Here it is. We've got, good lord, it's all falling over. Lighter Than My Shadow. It's like a phone book, kids. You don't know what a phone book is? Ask your mother. And, I know I'm going off screen, and then we got cool books like this Zelda Art and Artifacts hardcover that's massive. And it's only 40 bucks. This thing's awesome. Could also kill a man with this. And then I've got Avatar books. Avatars. Oh, God, it weighs a ton. I got Avatars and Korras and cool things like that. So if you enjoy these properties, these awesome books are here at the store.
Up first, we actually have a duo books because it's by the same author. So, and I tend to rave after him pretty much all the time. So we have Glitterbomb, the Fame Game, issue number 1, and Wayward, issue number 23. Take Wayward first. You should know by now what's going on with this title. We are back in Japan, trying to rescue one of the group that has gone off the rails. Her powers are going crazy and wreaking havoc with Tokyo. We're talking like Godzilla style wreaking havoc, and do we get there in time? We don't know. We'll gonna have to check that issue out. Glitterbomb is a mini-series that follows the Glitterbomb series that preceded it. This book actually takes place 5 minutes after Glitterbomb happens. So we are dealing with the babysitter and her rise to fame, and the demon that is still at large and as bloodthirsty as ever. It's kind of interesting. I mean, it's a very different read from what you're expecting from Wayward, because Wayward's a very straightforward story, whereas Glitterbomb is much more horror. But they're both very good reads, and Jim Zub has always been great at the interactions between his characters. And definitely give them both a try if you haven't already.
Alright gang, my first book. If you followed my my webpage, you would know that I've already reviewed this book, and it's pretty sweet. But let's talk about it again. Dark Arc number 1 by Cullen Bunn and Juan Doe from Aftershock. I really like Aftershock and Action Lab. Those two companies I've really been doing well. This is, you know, the story of Noah and his ark and the two animals of everything and the flood. So the sorcerer is told by a demon to go and make another arc so that he can take all the mythological creatures, monsters, and demons, throw them on his dark arc, and then once the flood is over, he can leave Noah alone, let them start recreating the world, and then that'll be their food supply, and then all the monsters will exist in our world. That is a very basic description of this. There's a lot of good storytelling going on, and a lot of great character interaction between demons and the sorcerer and his family. Really cool concept. Aftershock. Give it a shot.
Next up, Invincible, issue number 140. What? Next up, Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 11. Or actually, Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, issue number 11. This series has been great. For those who don't know what Renew Your Vows is, it is the one good title that came out of Secret Wars. It's the one everybody seemed to like, and the one that I guess got the least backlash from, that follows an alternate reality where Spider-Man and MJ had a kid, and she fights crime too. This is going to be the penultimate issue of the series, because after the next issue, there's a time skip of 8 years. But we are dealing with the third iteration of the Green Goblin, Normie Osborn, taking over Annie, and Peter and MJ in the Venom suit are giving chase. The art was okay. Seemed a little bit rushed, more than normal. Stegman's always been pretty good about the series, and I've liked the art. This one, not so much, or at least not the entire time. It was very kind of mismatched. Some pages were great, others were a little rushed, but still worth reading, and check it out.
All right, guys, my second book, Killer Instinct, number 1 from Dynamite Comics. Why Killer Instinct? Because I played that game once. I'll probably like this book. No, this book is terrible. It follows what seems to be a basic storyline, but the dialogue is so atrocious, it is cringeworthy. Plus, it does a very big cardinal sin in my eyes. It doesn't really give a lot of attention to backgrounds, and it just fills it in with a base color. So, blue background, red, black background in the next panel. Like, I don't know what they're going for. It's not good. If you like Killer Instinct, it's still not good. Probably don't read it ever for any reason, because it's bad. Yeah, no, it's awful. Wow. It's just not good, Paul. I'm sad I read it.
And my pick of the week, not what you're expecting. It is Big Trouble in Little China, Old Man Jack, issue number 1. If you are a fan of Big Trouble in Little China, you will love this comic. It is written as if the writers of the story and the original movie wrote this comic. Jack is dead, or kind of dead. We're not really sure yet, but he is living in a kind of a heaven because he accidentally unleashed hell on the rest of the planet, and is coaxed out of his retirement by a hot busty, buxom blonde, and has to go through hell to try to get her. And then big twist at the end, it's not her. But who is it? You're gonna have to read. But it is definitely good. I love the art is great. The writing, the pacing is awesome. It definitely feels like it's just another chapter of Big Trouble in Little China. So again, if you've read those books, if you're a fan of any of the 80s action movies, Kurt Russell and all those, you're definitely gonna love this book. If you're not, give it a try. The only caveat I will say is that the front cover art is definitely not what you're going to expect on the interior art, but it's still worth a read.
All right, and it's time for my pick of the week, and you're probably thinking it's Shirtless Bear Fighter, and while that's a great book, I purposely didn't pick it. So my pick of the week is Bloodshot Salvation, issue number 1. Jeff Lemire, who I mentioned wrote Moon Knight in the trade spot earlier, he writes this. I dive in and out of Bloodshot occasionally, and he's had like 2 or 3 ongoing series and a bunch of mini-series that all continue his story, having known a little bit about it and not really in the correct order. You can pick this up and figure out what happened, what's going on. The story is really good. It is Bloodshot trying to live a normal life. He has a daughter and a girlfriend who he had the child with, and you're kind of you're time skipping a little bit, so you know kind of what is going to happen, and you're filling in the blanks on how you got there. Lemire is really good at writing Bloodshot, and if you're a fan of him but you're not checking out his Valiant work, you're wrong. You should check it out because it's probably the best stuff he's doing. And he wrote Moon Knight, so there you go.
And that is it, guys. Another week down. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Make sure you are subscribed to our channel, subscribe to Capes and Scowls channel. If you missed last week's video, it's right here, and then other random videos over here. If not, guys, we will see you next week.